Alrighty, welcome back to episode 2 of the, I don't know what the fuck we're going to call this yet, but yeah, the basketball pod.
Yeah.
We'll just start with that, I guess.
Special Olympics edition, but not really, but sort of.
Yeah, at the moment it's all Olympic based with a bit of NBA. We'll get out the way to start and then talk Olympics, I guess.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So a lot's happened since our last
episode. We may have said we were going to do it every month, but I think we needed to get this one.
I think this one's a bit more important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So let's start. We'll go through a quick little NBA one that happened. Tyus Jones traded to the Suns or picked up by the Suns.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts?
Suns need more depth, so that's one way to go about it. I don't know if it's the most amazing pickup, but it's better than nothing. It's been very clear that Suns have been struggling.
They needed point guard play, and I think they got it.
Yeah.
And I dare say it was best available.
Well, yeah, they're struggling with ball handlers since they've got genuine shooters, which is great, but they don't have someone who's ball dominant. And yeah, this might help them in this case.
Well, they had Book running the offense, 90% of the year, I'd say. So
I didn't love it. He's a great player. Do not get me wrong.
He's a shooting guard.
Yeah.
Through and through. Like, he's very good at being a shooting guard.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a good pickup.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
I'd say
He's got a lot of potential.
I'm going to say 6.5.
Yeah, him at the Grizzlies, he was very good at the Grizzlies. Yeah. So if he can, get that spark, I don't know. He's surrounded by goats.
Yep,
so
exactly. I'm all for it. I think it's a decent move.
Yep. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with the memeiest part of this Olympics since we last spoke.
Yep.
So a little country called Serbia. They played a not so little country called the US of A.
Mm-hmm.
And Tatum and Halliburton were the professional bench warmers, you could say.
Yeah, the Water Boys.
0 minutes. What are your thoughts on that one? As an Australian,
as an Australian, I absolutely love it. But as someone who's following the NBA, it makes no sense.
It's wild.
It is very, very, very confusing. Let's put it that way. You got one person. Sure, maybe he didn't win the Finals MVP, but he still contributed highly towards the NBA championship.
Yeah,
in Tatum,
and he's a top 15. He's somewhere in there.
I'd say cement top 10.
Yeah, he's in there.
In the NBA right now, just purely because of him getting that chip.
Yeah.
And Hallie, which is one of the most fastest progressing point guards in the league right now, which I'd say everyone loves and everyone is not prepared for. It is baffling. It
was wild, eh? It was very wild for me.
Yeah, I think
I would have happily taken Tatum in a Boomers jersey.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, if that was a thing, fuck me.
Yeah, USA do have the luxury where they can fuck around and do these random things and not get heavily criticized.
Yeah, play anyone. They're sort of sweet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Such a burden, isn't it? Fuck you, USA, you fucking dogs.
I agree. Fuck them.
Respectfully. So, another meme thing. Well, a few more. We'll touch on a few meme things. We got Ant Edwards. He's fallen in love. Well, I think he has. He's got a lady back in the US, but I think he's falling in love with a sport and the people that play the sport.
Yeah, I think so too.
Table tennis.
Yeah, it started off with a bit of banter, but
what
now,
a union!
Sorry,
what a union!
Yeah, it is. It's very amusing how it went across. Yeah, it was banter. Now look at him, #1 supporter.
I love how the fact he said he could score a point on them, and they giggled like they're like little. It was like schoolgirl giggle. They sort of giggled at him in like a little group. And then they played fun, and let's just say it this way, they were pumping him.
Oh, yeah.
And then they gave him the biggest layup to either make a massive shot or he's going to look like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And he made it. So that's probably made his Olympics.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
That's probably all he cares about. Look, fuck the gold medal.
They're athletic enough where, they're good enough, good in any sport, but table tennis is a lot more on... I guess you could say dexterity and hand-eye coordination. Don't get me wrong.
Bro,
basketball.
that ping pong, the way that thing moves,
it is rapid.
Their hand-eye is ridiculous. People are probably laughing at ping pong, like table tennis players. Their hand-eye would be some of the best in the world.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
They have 0.5 second to react.
It is all natural instinct.
It's fucked.
I've had the luxury of playing with I guess you could say professional table tennis player, if you want to say that.
Yeah.
We are schooled. We will get schooled every single time.
Levels to it, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy. And the top comment to, the ants' newfound love of these lovely women, and the men maybe, Someone commented he's trying to make more Rui Hachimuras. If you know, you know. We'll leave it at that.
Oh, that's amusing.
Do you want to touch on something that Steph's...
Yeah.
It's caught his eye.
It has. He has...
So random.
As most of the USA is, he's also decided to become Simone Biles' number one fan. Actively going... Sorry? Yeah, pretty much.
She's getting nervous.
Yeah, she's sweating. She's sweating. Got another gold medalist in the mix.
When you see what Simone fucking does with that fucking rig,
oh man,
Jesus Christ, she's fucking good.
Yeah.
Holy hell,
very impressive. So
fuck me.
It is amusing. You do see on the NBA pages, which is supposed to be about the NBA.
Yeah.
But when you see posts about Steph watching Simone Biles, you're like, all right, we're getting into some interesting territory.
Dude,
here.
she's going to retire, which is, I mean, good for Australia, but fuck, she's good to watch.
She is very impressive.
She just sends it. When all the other chicks won't send it, she'll just fucking send it.
Yeah.
24/7.
Absolutely.
And I respect the fuck out of her. She just seems like a cool person. She's also, quickly before we move on to it, she's clowning people on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. It's so good. Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah. It's very, very funny.
They're taunting her husband about wearing the medal, and then all these women are like, all these women that are, in love with themselves, whatever. Take the medal off, Mr. Biles. And then she commented on this sad sax fucking comment like, you legit got nothing better to do with your life?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I put it on him. I put it on all my family.
Yeah.
They're proud. I'm proud. You don't think he's a part of the reason why I'm successful?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he would be. Like, being a good partner would have a big, not much, but a small portion to play in what she's doing today.
Absolutely.
And I just love how she's fighting back her fans. And like, okay, Queen, my bad.
Good for her.
She's got that much power.
Stand up for it. It's funny how Gen Z, she is.
She's so good. I love her. I actually love her. I wish she was fucking Aussie.
If only.
Michael Phelps, fucking 16 pastas a day. Anyways, let's talk about the basketball that's happened. There's been a lot.
Oh, there's been a bunch.
10 days since we last did this. So
yeah, and it's been what?
I'll let you go through it since you're the man of the moment.
All right, sure. I'm happy to start. So we've started off with the Boomers and Spain match. Boomers did take this one out, 92-80. I'd say a notable performance by Jock Landau. It was kind of I wouldn't say the first rise of him, but it was notable.
Oh, dude, 20 points from your big man. Mm-hmm. That's you'll take 20 points any day of the week.
Absolutely. 9 boards as well.
Great shooting.
He was very, very efficient. Got a lot of the tip-ins, which I think is, it's great. He really adapted to FIBA rules really quickly.
Yeah, people forget tip-ins are probably more important than ever when it comes to these FIBA rules.
Oh, absolutely.
Because of how, if you miss that first shot and it's off the cylinder, you can grab it. There's no having to watch it bounce around. If more of half the ball's out, you've got all right to grab it. So
yeah.
It's important, very important.
Very, very much so. And I think, we'll get more into it later on, but he knew how important the tip-ins were instead of focusing on boxing other players out.
Exactly right.
And
he went for it.
Yeah,
he took the risk and went for it.
Absolutely.
Whereas a lot of coaches would say, just grab that rebound and go, or get back.
Yeah.
He just said, no, fuck that. The crack.
It was great.
Because for such a skinny guy, he's quite strong.
He
really
very,
is
very strong. He acts like a proper big man. Let's put it that way.
Well, I think Jokic realised that when we played them, he was like, this guy doesn't move like everyone else. He's a bit stronger than I expected.
It is exciting. Good future for him coming up.
We've always had like a big bulky centre, and then he's sort of at the new breed. He shoots the three, he passes well, he picks roll.
Well, that's always been our strength, but also an issue. We've always had a great centre, but we haven't had a backup centre, if that makes sense.
Exactly right.
That's
a good
the thing.
backup.
When they get gassed and they're going off for a rest, then that's when we get exposed.
Yep,
with
agreed.
the bigs. Yeah.
Yep, agreed. Because we used to have Andrew Gaze. Bogut. Andrew Bogut. Sorry, too many Andrews. Fuck me.
Yeah.
And then Aaron Baines, really.
Baines was excellent, but now after the injury,
he's a big brute. So it's good to have a mobile,
absolutely
smaller centre, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Suits the game today.
It does.
I mean, look at Embiid. He's struggling, like really, for his standard.
Yep.
And he's a big boy.
For someone who's dominated the NBA,
he's a big boy.
Yeah, it wasn't no surprise he was getting less minutes playing for the USA.
Davis looks like an animal compared to Embiid at the moment. But anyways, fuck them. We're not talking about them. Germany won 97-77 against Japan.
That is
smash.
It is. It is absolutely a smashing.
It's not the NBA when you get blown up by 30. This is FIBA. This is everyone trying every possession. There is no slacking off. 20 points is a big margin.
I think in Germany they were just
Too
clearly
silky.
the better team on the day.
Franz Wagner's starting to look like their number one. It's an easy transition from shooter, isn't it? Like there's
It absolutely
no
is.
issues.
I'm happy for it. It's young. He's a young blood, I guess you want to call it that.
Young blood.
Yeah.
So
Very exciting.
exciting times for Germany. They've just won the World Cup.
Yeah, the
got
FIBA
a
World Cup.
chance at gold, silver, and bronze. So fuck.
Good for them. Very, very
What's the
happy
next
for
one for us?
them. We have France 78-66 of Brazil.
You know what? Brazil, they play physical.
For a team,
Fuck me.
For a team that, let's be real, was expected to lose, they did give a fight. Yes, you could say it's 12 points, but
They had a crack.
yeah, it absolutely was.
Yeah. Bruno. I'm going to butcher his last name.
Let's not even try.
Bruno C. Sorry. I'm not going to try it. Played in the NBA before. He's been very impressive for the Brazilian side. So he's been their main source of,
Absolutely.
points, rebounds, distribution.
That's what you need. I think it is the NBA effect at the end of the day. If you have a player coming from that, even if they're not playing that anymore, there's so much confidence when they play, and you can see how impressive they are.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
What have we got next?
We've got Canada, and I believe, sorry, I messed up the notes, but I believe that's Greece. Was it?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Just trying to confirm.
This is where Giannis had 34
Yeah.
on stupid shooting.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do believe it was.
I'm pretty sure the Giannis had 34. You can fact check us on that, but it was something like that.
Yep.
On
yep.
9 of 14 shooting or something stupid like that.
Yeah, it was very clearly a one-man team. None of the other Greek players turned up, and it was,
Literally.
as you said, the Giannis show.
It was their worst game, right? And they only lost by 10, so that's saying something, isn't it?
It was a statement of what was to come.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
SGA doing SGA things. He's obviously the number one guy in that team now.
Yep.
A lot of NBA talent.
Yeah.
Good win. I
Canada
guess.
looked like a well-oiled machine.
I mean, they went to that. They were confident they were going to win. So
yeah.
good on them. South Sudan 90 defeat Puerto Rico 79. South Sudan's first win. How good's that?
Good for them.
It's
good for them.
Shuts up the hate from the American audiences and not so much the fans, more the analysts, which is quite weird. But yeah, I was so happy watching this. Nothing against Puerto Rico, but any other day I'd want Puerto Rico to win. Yeah. But it was South Sudan.
Up and coming, I won't say stars, but a team which everyone wants to do well. It's good for them. You can't be mad about it.
Australia, for people that don't know, have a huge Sudan population within, and especially within Western Sydney.
Yeah.
That's where we're from. So I don't know, it was a bit more special watching it. Yeah. A lot of NBL talent, a few NBA guys rolling about. I was proud. I was fucking imagine if I was Sudanese, I'd be almost in tears, dude. I was loving it.
Everyone's second team,
It was
as
really
we
good.
quoted last time.
100%.
Yep. Good for them.
The United States, 110 defeats Serbia 84. Was this a sampler? Is this a sampler of what's to come?
What can we say about this? Yes, Serbia had probably the best person in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
But he's only one man.
He can't do it all. He's not Patty Mills.
He's not Patty Mills.
The only random player to beat the USA twice. And I don't care what you say about the strength of the team. That's who they sent. Yeah. Get over it.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's still the USA.
Exactly right. They say they can beat us with their F side. Well, they couldn't. So, cop that. They did, but they couldn't.
Comprehensive win by USA, making a statement straight up from the get-go.
Smashing and absolute bashing.
Absolutely.
What do you got next, Ravi?
We do have Spain, who actually surprisingly toppled Greece 84-77.
Bro, they were shooting the lights out. Did you watch this?
I did. It was a very exciting match.
It was just a 3-point barrage from Spain. I don't know the stats, but it was fucking ridiculous.
Well, it was really a team effort. I wouldn't say
they all just shot it.
Yeah. It was. If you want to call it chucking, call it chucking.
It worked though.
Yeah, it did. It
worked.
Once again, Giannis doing Giannis things.
Oh, amazing.
But it honestly, it was a very exciting game. After the first round, we were kind of assuming Canada won, Australia 2, and we kind of dismissed Greece.
We did.
Even though they played well against Canada, we dismissed them. We're thinking, all right, we know the bottom two. And then you see this amazing game by 3 and 4, or 3 and 4 at the time, I should say.
At the time, yeah.
Yeah. and it was surprising.
The group of death lived up to its name, as we all know by now. So fuck me.
Yeah.
Now let's get into the Boomers. We're going to talk a bit more, maybe 5 minutes, just because it's our podcast.
We're biased. We're Australian.
We'll do what we want. We're biased. Fucking get over it.
Yeah.
The Boomers, we lost 83-93 to Canada.
Yes.
And yes, I said that back to front because it's the Boomers. So fuck you.
Yeah. If you don't like it, fuck off.
Look, some things I took from that game that really, we weren't good at all, in my opinion.
The score reflects. I don't think it reflects accurately. We were unfortunately always on the back foot.
100%.
We weren't ever outshadowed, but it never really seemed like we were up to it. Which is
Canada gave us chances. That was the annoying part.
Yeah.
And we as the Boomers could not. When I say we, I'm referencing the Boomers. So yeah, keep up with it.
Yeah.
We just could never match what they were doing.
We gave ourselves such a good opportunity. We had Shane foul trouble within the first 2 minutes.
A minute and a half, he had 2 fouls.
Yeah.
A minute and a half. He didn't play the whole first quarter. And we couldn't really separate there.
Which is...
I think mentally, it's tough. If you know their best players off and you can't get even a 6-point lead.
It is,
It's tricky to come back, I guess.
Yeah.
What can you do?
In saying that, the Canada team still is strong without him. So I understand
Great team.
It's not easy. It's not easy for them.
The things that stuck out to me was the fourth quarter. We scored 11 points. That's just not good enough at any level.
It was very poor. We faltered extremely quickly.
I seriously, I can't fault the players too much for this. I hated the rotations in the second half.
I agree with you.
The lack of adjustments in that second half. This was the game we had Patty and Giddy off the court at the same time.
Yep.
You're asking Josh Green, who's played 13 minutes of basketball before this, and Dante Exum, who is a good point guard, but it's not fair on them to run a team when we're getting pumped. We were getting pumped.
Absolutely.
What do you get out of that?
Not a lot, because the issue... I'll speak a lot on Exum just because I'm a major fan of him.
I love him. Exum's so good for the Boomers.
He's excellent, but he's supposed to be explosive.
That's his thing.
Yeah, absolutely. You, it's like a bench spark, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
You bring him on and he's explosive, but after a while, they do pick up his game.
Of course.
And that's when you got to take him off, let I guess you could say the tempo reset, bring him back on.
Exactly right.
Excellent at that. He drives the rim hard. But when, as you were saying, you're trying to make him run the ball,
100%.
We're in trouble. We are definitely in trouble.
I just didn't like the run and gun idea. Like, it made sense, but did it? Like, why are you trying to run and gun with Josh Green, who has had barely any time in the offense?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want to slow the pace? We were only down about 12 at that point. So it was still achievable to maybe bring this back.
Yeah. It didn't seem like there was a lot of variety in our plays. At one stage, we're like, let's shoot the 3 and keep shooting the 3.
Correct.
And when that unfortunately wasn't working because of Canada's excellent defense.
Their defense is awesome.
Yeah, it was. It's like, let's drive to the rim. And then it was just nothing but driving to the rim. There
was no variety.
Yeah,
you're right.
It was very monotonous in the way we played, which was, as you can say, it might have been more than just an issue with the players. I think there's other things that need to be answered.
Oh, 100%. Yep. I'm very impressed with how Giddy was developing up until this point. Like, he has looked amazing.
Yep.
We're talking at the Canada game here. He's looked great. He's leading the team. He's giving Paddy a chance to come into the game because for whatever fucking reason, Paddy's getting guarded like he's 2016 Steph Curry. Bro, he can't move off a screen without getting pulled, jerseys tugged. I mean, he gets a lot of off-ball fouls, but you can see why. Fuck me, he's getting abused.
Real presence. I refuse to say the word aura.
Aura is such a shit word.
It's so corny, but his real presence on the court, his off-ball presence, if you want to call it that, is excellent.
His cardio at 35.
Yeah.
Is he? It's fucking stupid.
Still running around circles.
I hope the reports aren't true that this will be his last time playing for the Aussies, but being 35, it's going to be tough.
It'll be upsetting. I hope he does the Jingles role at the least, where he just plays as a vet, on the bench, just even cheering them on. As long as it's something, but I understand if it's not. Yeah.
Look, I can't fault how hard the team played this game. I can't. They played very hard and they played to the best of their ability. Duop, he finally got minutes. Duop Reith, the Great Barrier Reith, he finally got minutes.
Only a couple though.
He only got about 3 or 4, and in those 4 minutes, his defense was superb.
It was.
I think got 2 blocks, a deflection, and a steal.
It was quite. We were all baffled as to why he was, taken off.
And he's a big body.
Yeah,
that's the thing. He's a big, sizable man.
I'd say, look, I know it's not the perfect matchup, but if we needed anyone to come in as a center, when Jock was resting or as a big man, he could do the job.
I would have preferred Duop over Will Magnay, me personally.
Yep.
His offense was very poor, but I think that was due to nerves. He looked nervous as fuck.
Yeah.
And he was just trying to get a shot in. Do you blame him? And my last point, Nick Kay.
Do we need to say more? Or do we say
He
more?
probably had his worst game in a Boomers jersey and he is getting flamed.
He
I don't like the
is.
abuse. I don't like it, but like he's got to be held accountable at some point.
Well, the one thing
He's getting a lot of minutes.
Well, look, I'd say Australians are very critical when it comes to local leagues or national leagues, I guess you could say. They will hurl the most heinous insults possible. I was actually curious, so I wanted to see what comments or criticism we were given Nick Kay. Fortunately, it wasn't anything insulting where, normally people go for their families, but I remember one comment was literally just, brother, never touch a basketball again, please. Just that. That's all it was.
Jesus
I was
Christ.
like, wow, that was so shattering, but somehow so respectful at the same time.
I mean, he could have said a lot worse because
He
I've
could've.
seen a lot worse.
I was quite heated as well.
It's pretty disgusting because he's like the third talisman out of this group.
Mm-hmm.
I think people forget how long Nick Kay's played for the Boomers.
Yep.
And wanted to play for the Boomers.
Yeah.
People forget there was a period in time where no one wanted to play for the Boomers. I mean, there's still current players today.
Yeah.
Won't name names, Ben Simmons. That won't play for the Boomers, Ben Simmons. But yeah, that's my take on the game. Have you got anything to add, Ben Simmons?
No. No, I think that's a fair thing. You can't blame Nick Kay for wanting to play for the Boomers. Like in this stage, Australia have come off a recent, medal, an okay-ish FIBA performance, maybe slightly disappointing. Yeah. And you want to play for the Boomers. We're very patriotic as it is, so you can't blame him for playing. I'd say he got too many minutes though. Definitely got too many
100%.
minutes.
I wish the minutes were shared.
Yeah, after he was underperforming, it should have been changed around.
Yep. Now, arguably one of the games of the tournament up until this point, France 94 defeat Japan 90 in overtime.
A very, very exciting match.
And what was crazy about it, Japan were leading for a long time.
Yeah. I thought, wow, this is going to be an upset. As I mentioned before, Japan like to really step up against the big teams. If they win or not, maybe they don't win as much, but you start to worry because you're thinking, oh man, we're in the dumps here. Japan's playing.
Hey, France, when are you going to start being France?
Yeah, exactly.
It was hilarious.
It absolutely was.
Deep down, Ravi, I was rooting for the Japanese to get this win.
As someone who loves making fun of the French, I was too, but I'm not devastated by France winning, to put it that way.
Of course not, but I was just, when they had the lead the whole time, like, there's no way, right?
Yeah.
There's no way. When are they going to go on a run? The run never came, and I'm like, what the fuck are they going to lose?
It was just a grind through in overtime, yeah.
Yeah, it was, fun game.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
What's our next one?
We have Germany and Brazil. Germany took this one out, 86-73.
Again, Brazil just playing hard.
Yep.
I watched this one, and I must say, Brazil, I was impressed.
Well, yeah, they're doing what they can. They're versing a quality team.
Oh, 100%.
What more can you ask for?
Germany just had too much talent.
Yeah,
and
that's
skill.
absolutely the case.
They played with each other for 10 years. You can see it, and their cutting ability's fucked.
Yep.
When they call a play, everyone just looks at the coach and goes, yep, sweet.
It is truly the German essence of efficiency. That's what it is.
It's ridiculous. Like every other team takes about 2-3 seconds, or what are we doing? The Germans are just linked in. They're it's ridiculous.
Very impressive.
Then we got Serbia, 107 defeating Puerto Rico, 66.
They obviously weren't happy with their recent loss to the USA, and they decided, fuck it, we're gonna
embarrass Puerto Rico. Poor
we're gonna
bastards.
smash a minority. And normally you think this was the what would you call it? The Jokic effect, but no, it was a good team effort. There was lots of people hitting shots, playing their game from Serbia, which was a good change from what it was in their last match.
Oh, a lot different from the last match.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're going to have to scroll down, my friend.
Yeah, I will. Just give me 1 second.
That's a hot angle. I'm enjoying this. Yep. Beautiful.
Perfect.
The USA then defeated South Sudan 103-86.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, South Sudan played well, but the Americans, the talent, the skill, the athleticism is just stupid.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's unfair.
This is going to sound absurd, but A 17-point loss to the United States is actually respectable.
I mean, for South Sudan's case,
Yeah, absolutely.
again, another team that they're very proud to play for the nation. So
Yep.
they would take this to heart.
Absolutely.
But, bro, a lot of teams have lost to the USA a lot worse and, better teams.
As you said, Serbia, who have the best NBA player in the comp, they lost to the USA in a bigger margin. Yeah.
The MVP. They got the MVP and they got smashed.
Absolutely. I've biffed the next one. So while you keep talking, I'm going to just quickly get the score up.
Brazil beat Japan 102 to blank. We're gonna.
I'll get that for you
just
right
wait
now.
For Ravi to get our notes. Sorry, our notes are a bit fucking all over the joint.
Sorry, that's on me.
This is who we are. You didn't come here for fucking professional journalistic knowledge.
It was quite convincing, actually.
We're like you. We are the listener. We take in the knowledge. We tell you what we think, and then we give it to you.
The Nuffies.
The Nuffies.
So Japan made 84.
So Brazil 102 to Japan 84. I didn't watch this one personally. I've watched pretty much all of them except for this.
I saw the snippets. Once again, Brazil finally got rewarded for the hard work. Yes, they lost the last two, but they got away with this. They definitely got away with this, and I think it's good for Brazil, good for basketball in South America to do something like this.
There's a lot of teams fighting for positions now, like Argentina went here this World Cup.
Yep.
Just to name a big one that has been here for
I do think
15 years.
Yeah, I do think after the retirement of Luis Scola.
When you lose Luis, who was their GOAT, look, Manu was better.
But as a FIBA,
yep, he was the man. People forget I think he's fourth on the scoring list. He's fucked.
An excellent big man.
And he's a pro's pro. He played all around the NBA.
Yeah.
And gave you the same 15 and 10 every night. The same 15 and 10 every night.
Yep.
But yeah, that happened. Boomers. Now, this one pissed me off.
This was tough.
This one pissed me off and it left me scared. The Boomers losing to the Greeks 77 to 71.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on this one, Ravi?
Very disappointing. It was an awful slow start. We just looked so lost. When as soon as Giannis came coming out, we had no response. We didn't know what to do. And I think that's really concerning when you had one quality player who's running circles around your team. What's going to happen when there's more than one?
Exactly right.
It really was concerning. We were exploited a lot. I think this is when we truly started to question the calls being made by our coaches.
Well, this was the game for me where I'm like, brother, make an adjustment.
Yep.
The one-on-one for Paul Landale isn't working. The man on the corner cannot get over fast enough.
Yeah.
Change it up. Give away a corner three if you have to.
Yeah.
But we refuse to do that. So.
It was. And unfortunately for us as well, Giannis was playing his heart out as well, but the Greek team also decided to step up.
Oh, bro, they were hitting shots like it was fucking...
Yeah, is it Topopoulos?
Just add Ulius or
Topopoulos something, yeah.
Something at the end, yeah.
No offense to the
I think it's Topopoulos or something.
Yeah, Topo something. Sounds like
Giannis, Topianis or something.
Yeah.
It's similar to that.
Yeah.
Sorry to the 3 Greek people that may watch this.
We apologize.
We sincerely do not mean to butcher that.
It was a point guard. He was shooting the lights out and he was hitting it.
Nude nut.
Oh man,
that power's in the nude nut.
It really is. It really
investigate him, someone, please.
There were a lot of people playing supporting roles. In the Greek side, and so when we did focus, a lot of our effort on Giannis, the other ones just came up firing. As you know, what that's a great plan from the Greeks.
100%.
They executed it for what they're trying to do.
Yeah, what they wanted, they got it. Essentially, that game.
Yeah,
I want to just give it a little shout out to one player and one player in particular for this game. Matthew Dellavedova.
Oh, absolutely.
That third quarter spark between like that 6 minutes mark to the 3 to 2 minute mark, he literally single-handedly brought us back into the game with his energy.
Yep.
I've never seen the boys lift off one person. Like that was a beautiful thing to watch.
Absolutely. And
for Delhi too.
Yeah.
He gets some flowers because, again, this could be his last.
It absolutely could be. Don't get me wrong. He's gotten some recognition, but we do forget at times how important he's been to our defense, especially.
He's a winner.
He is. He's
literally
a winner.
Winning player.
And he fights for it. He was honestly guarding every player in Greece like there was Steph Curry.
Dude, he had flashbacks at 2016 to 2020. He had flashbacks.
It was unreal. At his age as well.
Was it 2018 when he went nuts, or was it 2017?
I think it was 17. Don't
Bro,
quote me on
that's
this.
the only time I remember just thinking, I've never seen Steph, and this is the wrong word for it, struggle.
Yeah.
Not shooting wise. He would just look over and go, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. It was
This
just
little
like,
Australian fuckwit is on my hip.
yeah, it was
all
like
game.
just a menace. It's just there.
There's one closeout in particular I'll never forget. They put a pin down screen for him. Delhi literally jumped at the man's shoulder to contest. No one does that because of fear of getting, smashed in the guts.
Yeah.
That was one of the best Delhi moments ever.
It was, and it truly reflected. I think the third quarter's point score was 11-7.
It's ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. Even for FIBA standards, it was so low.
Yeah.
And it was responsible due to Delhi
Oh, dude. They just picked
absolutely
up.
hustling. Yeah.
They just picked up off his energy.
Yeah.
We needed it. We needed someone to do that.
I think we were extremely efficient. We were rorted by free throw. I won't say rorted. It was actually our own fault.
Oh, we couldn't shoot a free
We
throw.
couldn't shoot a free throw for our life. It was very, very poor. From a team
Who missed two? There was one particular person. I'm like, how the fuck have they missed two? Was it Giddy?
Giddy did miss.
And Giddy's not too horrible with them. I'm like, whoa, what's going on?
Exa missed a few as well, which was very surprising.
Yeah.
But also disappointing.
We missed 10. I'm pretty sure the stat was 10.
Yeah, one thing which I
Look at the score.
I wanted. Yeah, it all mattered in the end.
It matters.
That we were talking him up, but unfortunately, Landau, I'd say, had a bit of a worse performance.
That was probably his worst of the.
It was,
but he didn't have any help.
He didn't have any help. But unfortunately, the one thing which I do believe he just needs to fix up in his game, there was a lot of easy shots. I wouldn't really say contested.
Easier for quality. His quality of player.
He found the mismatch, which was great, but just couldn't get the ball in the hoop. It was, and unfortunately, those things do hurt. For someone who's been such a quality player up until that point, it was very surprising that he was, having these soft shots.
I think that's the thing playing for a lesser country than because let's just put it this way: USA are the gold standard, right?
Yep.
So everyone under the USA is considered like a battler.
Yeah.
When I look at the Aussie team, I think we are just a bunch of battlers put together.
Absolutely.
Like we have one star in Paddy, in my opinion.
Yep.
And he deserves that credit. And the rest are just guys.
Yeah.
There's no one bigger than the other. There's Giddy could have 30 on a night. Landau could have 30. Yeah. It's hard, dude. It's really hard.
Yeah.
And when you start so slow, the FIBA game is so unrewarding. And that's the beauty of it.
It's brutal.
That's the beauty of it. They don't shot chuck
Absolutely.
to make up scores. They play actual basketball. There is just... And you
can't just you can't just expect a timeout to
you only got
change
two of them.
momentum. Yeah,
You've only got two of them.
Yep.
A half, I think
it's a lot
it is.
more valuable, and I'm pretty sure that's the case.
2.5. It's fucked.
And if you get screwed again, and they start to break away again, then you're in real danger there.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of FIBA rules. If they're going to run, you sort of have to, as a coach, you're going, fuck.
Absolutely.
Is this really an important time of the game, or do I just put the whistle away? And the one thing that scared me the most before we moved, Dyson, he went down on
that was very, very scary.
Floor, I guess. It was no one was near him. And then when he doesn't get up, I'm a bit concerned because he's a dog. He goes hard. He's like a pit bull. Went off for 6 minutes or something, and I was like, fuck, there goes the campaign. Because he's a big reason why we, I guess, went deep, you could say. Then he came back out, and it was like nothing happened. So
one thing I want to actually add on to that.
I know what you're going to say, I think.
No. I think if you do, wow. It's actually good. I want to give, flowers to Dyson. He played really well. He really showed his athleticism.
Brother.
That reverse layup,
casual.
off the break, it was so casual, but that's a really hard shot to make. And he was making that quite consistently.
Hey, especially when there's no 3-second rule.
Exactly.
Fuck me.
Exactly. It was really good to see. That was very promising. He uses athleticism well. I do like it. We were trying to be worried about his, him being offensive liability, but I'm happy that he was able to show that, look, I know he's not a big man, but in the paint, he was able to, do
he's
something.
He's athletic as fuck.
Yeah.
And the one thing I want to add before we move on, he gets injured. So I'm thinking, they'll just take him off the court, assess him on the side there. He has to walk up about 30 flights of stairs to the locker room. And I'm like, he's just done a leg injury. And you could see him hobbling up the stairs. I'm like,
God.
Yep, typical fucking Paris.
Yep.
Stairs.
Sounds about right.
Stairs.
Punishing us in one way or another.
We'll get through these next couple a bit quicker. We got Canada 88 defeating Spain 85. I was shitting my pants because we needed Canada to win.
Yep.
And Spain thought they were the 2016 Warriors when it came to shooting threes.
God. They were just on it.
Brother, that was scary. They were shooting threes like it was layups.
A very, very impressive match. A very, very impressive match.
I wanted to name my firstborn Shay or RJ that night. So thank you, boys. I appreciate it.
Even bloody Dwight Powell, which was surprising.
Rudy Fernandez was fucking jacking that shit. And I'm like, does he forget he's like 38? Stop it. Stop it, Rudy.
Yeah.
Retire. We might have to beat this out, but the rematch of the war. Germany defeat France 85-71. I think that should be all right. We'll soon find out.
Nah, it should be fine.
Yeah. Franz fucking Wagner put himself in the map this game.
Oh, absolutely.
This was his legacy game, is what the Gen Zers call it these days. This was his game to, bro.
Yeah.
26 points, 5 rebounds, fucking every statistic number ticked.
Absurdly impressive.
And I think he shot 9 of 13. It was something stupid.
For someone who's not known for their stats,
brother,
he really, really, really did play well.
And do we have to talk about it? Was like the NBA All-Star weekend at one point of the game.
Yeah, it really was.
Dunk. Then France decides to dunk on 4 fucking Frenchmen.
Did you see the photo of it?
It was one of the most beautiful photos taken of the tournament so far.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
And I wasn't shocked because I've got Germany winning this thing. Well, in that group.
Yeah, so France waving the white flag there.
Literally.
Yep. Starting on that
dusted.
one. Absolutely.
You can talk about the next one.
So the next one is you can call it a blowout, but not as big as we expected. United States beating Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico said, fuck that. We're not losing by 60 again.
No
fucking
way.
Hold my beer.
They were not happy with the loss to Serbia, so they already lost by 21. It was 104-83. Look, not much to say about the match. USA doing USA things. Puerto Rico as a small team, hustling, getting through, just getting through, making their points,
going through the motions. They really were. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, but it was still solid. I think USA did start to take it a bit easy. But look, that's part of the game. But one thing which I would love to point out, a wonderful picture that's come off it is LeBron going for a block, if you want to call it that.
If you haven't seen the photo, we'll post it on some clip and reference this clip.
He looked so fucking unimpressed.
Unenthused. He's like, are you really going up? I'm 45, dude. I'm 106. Like, do you really want my knees to go up there?
Oh, my God.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
Andy blocked it.
Like the hunter and the hunted.
It was like a lion and a little deer, dude.
It really was.
It's iconic. It's in this meme culture. That photo will, in 25 years' time, will pop back up. I guarantee you.
It's making rounds. It is absolutely making rounds.
When Patty Mills' child, Cedric Mills, or whatever his name might be, I don't even know if he has a kid.
I'm not sure.
If he has a kid and he's leading the Boomers, that photo will get
absolutely
plastered everywhere.
I think it won't just be there, but it might be iconic as the Wade and LeBron.
It still comes up to this day.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen the fucking, is it the Looney Tunes? No, what's that other one? Buzz and Woody.
There's a bunch. Buzz and Woody
recreations.
I think there was a Looney Tunes as well, actually.
For fuck's sake. Yeah. Fuck me. But yeah, that happened. And that block was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it was.
It was such a meme.
It was great. And the last match of the group stage, Serbia beating South Sudan 96-85.
Close one, really.
It was close, yeah.
So South Sudan were surging, and then Jokic said, all right.
he's had enough.
He just fucking took over with 4 minutes to go.
His horse probably stopped racing.
He's
so
literally like, do I want to go see the horses or should I go for this gold medal?
And he's like, fuck it, all right,
gold medal. They want me to win.
He's probably sighing half the time.
I don't think he wants to win another championship. He'll just be there.
Yeah, he's just there, having his time.
We won one.
But good for South Sudan though. It's been a good what would you call it? A very good Olympics for them. Oh, sure, you can say they lost.
Is it their first ever campaign?
I'd say so. Yeah.
I mean, really, it was a good campaign for a side that has little to no backing. Their backing is an ex-NBA player who sucked the Chicago Bulls dry and the Lakers. Shout out to you, Luol Deng. Love you. Hey, I would too.
Yeah.
I would too. Sitting on the bench getting paid millions.
Why not?
Shout out to Luol for actually investing in the side.
Yep.
Paid for all the jerseys, paid for the flights. Apparently he's paid for, there's a thing, 80% of this trip
Good for him.
I mean, it will in years to come. This will be a defining moment in their history, and he deserves all the flowers. He really does.
Even if it doesn't pay off, what's the word? Awards-wise, he's got all the respect of everyone in South Sudan. I'd say other African countries as well.
And outside, dude. I have not respected Lual Deng anymore. For someone to put their own pay, I know he's got millions of dollars. Like, I know he's fine, but it's not about the money. It's about these boys getting there.
Yeah.
They would need sponsorships. They would need donations. They're not a huge nation.
He was doing it for his country, yeah.
Like, I'm not guessing sport is a huge thing in their country that the government will put money towards. And especially basketball. I can't imagine that was their first sport.
No.
So, shout out to South Sudan.
Absolutely.
Great pool play. Like, if they're in a different group, they'd probably get out.
Yep.
Seriously, if they're in the Brazil-Japan group, they have a chance at getting out. Yep. So, that's a wrap-up of the pool play. The Boomers made it through.
Yeah.
Canada made it through.
A bit of fortune.
Serbia made it through. Germany made it through. Greece made it through. France and the USA, obviously. Who did the USA beat? Who else made it through? Who was the sixth team?
USA pumped. We'll find out.
Who was I forgetting? I'm missing the sixth team. Sorry. That's really bad. Brazil.
Yep.
Brazil made it through. Sorry. So Brazil, the USA, France, Canada, Greece, Germany, and the Boomers and Serbia all made it through to the quarterfinals.
So top 8.
We'll start with the first game that was played. Boomers getting knocked out 90, getting defeated by Serbia 95. This one hurt.
This one hurt a lot.
I was so emotionally invested. I've never been so emotionally invested in a sporting event for a long time.
I felt more glued to this than I did when we versed Slovenia for the bronze medal.
I've never felt this way watching any sport recently.
Yep.
Like, I just watch it, I go, yeah, sweet, they won.
I've never had a match which caused this much of a roller coaster of emotions.
Oh, dude.
It was tough. It was very tough.
I would go to message you and I'd put my phone straight back down.
Yep.
That was it. I was glued to the fucking TV.
Yeah.
To the point where I was watching with mother dearest. And when, we'll get into it, when Paddy hit the game tying shot, Mum and I screamed.
Oh, yeah.
Poor Dad's asleep. It's midnight. And me and Mum being dickheads. Fucking Paddy. Fuck yeah. We were screaming.
I was yelling from my room as well. That was a shot.
Yeah. What do you say about this game, dude?
Look, there was a lot that was flawed.
Again, we started fast.
So
it was
strong.
Like
it was
a greyhound race 1 at fucking Doomben. Everyone in America is probably thinking, what is a Doomben? He flew out. We flew out.
Grade 1 type shit. Where we were what, 24 in front at one stage.
24.
It was a ridiculous amount. Even though we didn't have an amazing answer for Jokic, we seemed to have everyone else covered.
18 points from Paddy in the first is unbelievable.
Yeah, Paddy takeover.
Fuck me.
Everyone was playing well.
It was 6 of 7.
It was 6 or 7. He just couldn't miss.
He missed 1 3 and it rimmed in, rimmed out.
Yeah, so it was literally in and out, which was very, very unfortunate. But the telltale signs were there. We were missing. People were driving to the rim and unfortunately missing, and we got exposed for that further on. He has still had a good campaign, but I do have to make note of Josh Giddey. He tended to drive to the rim a lot more this game, and that really did hurt us because he had a lot of turnovers. How many turnovers did he have in total?
It was 8.
It was 8, which is, I understand he is a primary ball handler, but they were all soft turnovers.
You know what the biggest issue for me was? I didn't mind about the turnovers. It's part of the game. It's going to happen. The biggest thing that pissed me off at this game was Paddy had 20 points.
Yeah.
He played the first 3 minutes of the second quarter. He is hot. We are running the offense through him. The Serbians are very much aware of this. They're starting to sack on the screeners. They're starting to fall off the corners. Paddy's giving blokes open shots. Jack McVeigh hitting timely threes. It's all happening for us. We got a 24-point lead. In my head, I'm thinking, do not sub him out. I know he's older. I know he's fatigued. But you death ride this man until you can obviously see he's done. The heat is done. So what's Brian Gorgon do? Subs him out as soon as I said not to.
Ridiculous.
And guess what? That's when they started to pull back. And when did we bring Paddy back in? With 3 minutes to go, when he's relaxed, his body's cooled down. It infuriated me, dude.
It was especially disappointing to
It
see.
filled me with rage. I've never actually been so disappointed in a coaching decision in that long of a time. And you could say, yeah, but you have 5 other blokes. We do. But when someone is that hot,
Absolutely,
you death ride them.
Yeah, you don't take them off. As you said, it's especially in a match like this where things can change in an instance.
It upset me. It upset me. And do you think Golden State wanted to pull Clay out when he had 20 points in the first 4 minutes?
No way.
No, you death ride that man, and look what happened. 37 points in the quarter. I'm serious. Paddy could have ended up with 30 points at the half. I kid you not.
I would not be surprised if that was the case.
If they didn't rest him in that little block, I would. And there was the worst part was there were so many challenges.
Yep.
Tip balls. There was plenty of rest in that second quarter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like hindsight's a dangerous thing to have, but like fucking infuriated me.
It was especially disappointing
Because I knew the Serbians were going to make a run. I knew the run was coming at some point.
You can't
in the third.
put them out. You can't put them out.
So let's put it this way: Paddy had 26. He played his absolute dick off.
Yep.
He then hit a game-tying shot over Jokic on the block, which was again Jokic almost blocked it. That's how close he was to.
Yeah.
But then again, once he hit that 5 minutes in the fourth / overtime, Jokic just said,
He had enough.
"Give me the ball."
He had enough.
He ran the offense.
Yep.
Wholly and solely, and we couldn't do a thing about it.
Which is fair enough. He stepped up when it was time to step up. One thing I do want to comment, I do feel like our defense faltered a bit.
Third quarter.
Third and a bit of the fourth as well.
Agreed.
It's Paddy did as well, but his offensive input was far greater than what he was laying down
and
defense.
Paddy's best trait is his off-ball defense.
Yes.
Look, he does as much as he can. He's 6'1".
Yeah.
And he's a
running around
35-year-old
like
man.
a pest. But the issue is there was no help.
Exactly.
There was no help defense.
Exactly right.
Paddy's trying to go help someone, and when the ball's passed back, he's trying to rush back.
Yeah.
But obviously he's left the man open. But what's happening after that is we're not assisting other players. Yeah. And one other thing I would like to make note of.
Exactly what you're going to say.
Our rebounds.
It was disgusting.
We started off okay, but that's because the Serbian team weren't interested in offensive boards.
Weirdly, and that's their thing, because they got some big lanky boys.
Absolutely.
Some big boys. So
they weren't interested, and we really went away with that. But we were so soft in the second half. We were so weak in our rebounds, both offensively and defensively, and that really hurt us because second chance points.
Brother, it was so outweighed.
It was so. I think it was 24-8 or something like that.
That's ridiculous.
Serbia's way, which is unacceptable.
It's smart from Serbia.
Yeah, I mean,
as soon as they get that rebound, go straight up. You're either going to get a call or you're going to just miss it.
Good for them.
So
good for them, but very disappointing as a Boomers fan.
I'm going to give one more shout out before we move on. Jack McVeigh. Every time Serbia made a push, he would just miraculously hit the most beautiful, elegant three every single time.
Yep.
Just to give us a little bit of breathing room.
Something just to get us back in it.
He was amazing. Will Magnay, I thought, was very good defensively. Don't get me wrong, he tried. It's Nikola Jokic. Let's not forget this. It's the MVP.
Yeah.
He tried, but his rebounding was so disappointing.
Absolutely.
And I don't get why we didn't make it, why did we not run with two bigs while Jokic was hot?
Exactly. It's not that we were bad, it's just he was out of his depth.
It was one big. We had one big, and who was playing the four? And Nick Kay. Nick Kay was playing the four, and it's not Kay's fault. He's in the corner. Yeah. He can't leave the corner. They got deadly shooters.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like all four of them can shoot.
No, not Milicic. It started with M. Martic? I'm not good with the names. Yeah.
Bogdanovic was good.
Bogdanovic was great. He heated up in the second half.
Dyson Daniels fucking held him pretty well, but
he
I
did.
will say.
Yeah.
Considering
one guy looks like the Serbian version of Ricky Rubio.
Yeah, he got angry.
He took over. Yeah, he took over.
When he touched him on the chest and he fell down like he got shot.
He was very unsportsmanlike what he did after. But
Brother, I was actually thinking that how was that not a send off or whatever they call it in FIBA?
I don't.
Disqualification. What do they call it? Like Kevin Durant, that guy slightly pushes Kevin Durant.
Yeah, and
he's gone.
I thought that was quite disappointing.
They can push Paddy, not ball, no.
Very retaliatory, yeah.
It was weird.
Very disappointing.
Not the reason we lost, but still very weird.
I can't blame that on it, but interesting call nonetheless.
I'm very upset. I've never been this emotionally
Yeah, that was
attached to a
devastating.
team.
For the start we had, I'm very disappointed that's the way we bowed out.
Yep, 100%. But shout out to Serbia, 4th best nation in the world, ranked number 4. I mean, there's a reason for it. And that game literally showed it.
And Jokic, he never had to prove it because we knew it, but truly proving in that last quarter that
he's the man.
He's the man.
He's still the guy.
He is him. He is him.
Germany versus Greece, 76-63. Franz Wagner. It was Franz v. Giannis.
Yep.
Literally, that's what it felt like watching it. The Greeks just couldn't hit shots tonight. It was just so tough to watch. Open threes, they just miss it.
Yeah.
And Germany, you cannot give them, other than the USA, you cannot give Germany a sniff.
No, not
of
at all.
A run.
Not at all.
Because I don't know if you watched that one particular play. Dennis Schroeder drove past the first man and they had 3 cutters.
Yes.
3. Dennis looked up and went, oh, who do I want here?
Yeah.
And Franz had the dunk. So when he go lob, that's the difference.
It definitely was.
You cannot give them an inch because they will take every single fucking bit of it.
Germany looking far better than
they're looking better than they did in 2020.
They look like a very good team.
It's scary because they're getting better.
Absolutely.
Like we've seen what the best version of Serbia is. We've seen the best version of the US. We haven't, in my opinion, seen the best version of Germany.
They're
yet.
all just playing good ball. No one. Look, France is still playing some amazing.
So unselfish.
Yeah,
So
very unselfish. France is playing and it's working well for him, but no one's actually had some sort of stellar game that's out of the world.
Exactly
They're
right.
just playing good.
They're just a basketball team.
Yeah.
It's great to see.
Absolutely.
Giannis played his dick off.
As he normally
tried
does.
to carry.
Yep.
Too hard.
Yeah.
Too hard.
Yeah.
The collapsing defense on him was, I mean, if you're wanting to watch tape on how to defend Giannis, that's the game that I think all the other teams will be looking at.
Yeah.
Because they almost did it near perfect and he still had
23,
which is stupid.
Yeah.
Like he's ridiculous.
Absolutely.
You got anything else or do you want to move on?
Nah, I think that addresses it pretty well.
France defeat Canada. Big upset.
It was. It definitely was.
82-73.
Yep.
Like, this was considered a bigger upset than any else.
I'd say
which
so.
is nuts.
I would say
to me.
so. Yep.
I didn't get to watch this one. I watched the 18-minute wrap up. Like some guy on YouTube. Shout out to you. I don't know who the fuck you are, but thank you because you put the best bits in, the best defense, the best this. Yabusele, I'm gonna fucking Yabusele. I think of a Celtics legend, if I remember correctly. Very well loved in the Boston era that he was there. He played near perfect.
Oh yeah,
brother. His defense in that key / in the paint because they started with him instead of Rudy.
Yep.
It worked to a T, and they got 22 points out of him.
That's valuable. That's very valuable.
He just bullied Powell, but we won't get into that.
Look, Powell's not the most amazing.
Sized him up and just killed him.
Center in the world, but if you can get on top of him, perfect. There's nothing else you can complain about.
Doesn't help that Jamal Murray shoots 1 of 13. I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah,
and Dylan Brooks 1 of 6.
Dylan Brooks becoming the villain he once was.
So they're shooting 2 of 20 something together, which is never going to win you a basketball game.
Yeah, unfortunately. So Shea, though, trying to pull as much as he can.
He tried to carry the boat.
Yeah,
fuck me, he tried, and so did RJ. RJ wasn't great, but you could tell defensively RJ was locked in.
He did his job. Yep.
Yeah, you laugh what you want, but he slowed down French version of Evan Fournier.
Pretty much.
Which is, people forget that's probably his best version.
Yeah.
He's like Paddy.
He's
like Paddy. Like he's
those random role players for an NBA team just end up being absurd.
Yep. And
absurdly good.
We'll talk about this last one. The US absolutely pump Brazil. But Bruno, our man, we spoke about him earlier.
Bruno
30 points on fucking efficient as fuck shooting.
It was very,
6
very
rebounds
impressive.
and 1 assist.
Yep.
I mean, for a nation that had no chance to even be within a sniff.
They were just written off.
I would say this was a sniff for them.
Yeah,
like, that's a big performance for a team that had no hope.
For a team that probably started taking, USA finally started taking their shit seriously because of the word finals in it.
Yeah, well, that's part of the difference, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Brazil, I won't say it was a bad performance. It was respectable to say. Yeah.
Yep. So, and then Devin Booker, 18 points off the bench. I think he came off the bench. 3 rebounds, 3 assists. I think he missed 2 shots, 18 points.
Two people who step up. Devin Booker, KD in the Olympics. Yeah. They're just great.
People often clown Devin Booker when he said if they need a fill-in player to do a bit of this, bit of that, bit of this, I'll be it. And laugh all you want, but he's literally true to the word.
You can't dismiss it. He's a good player at the end of the day.
Speaking of Booker, before we move, did you see the nice gesture he did? He was rolling around Paris City, just, rolling about.
I don't think I did, actually.
Well, you'll like this. You'll actually like this.
Yeah.
He was rolling around Paris City, and two blokes, one was wearing a fucking, I forget, one jersey was Booker and one jersey was some other prick.
Yep.
And he pulls up in the car. He goes, "Hey, man." And the guy was like, obviously, I think Europeans aren't as casual when someone just randomly pulls up and speaks to him. And it was a bit like, shit, who's this? Do I talk to him? Turns around, it's Devin Booker. He's like, "Love your jersey, man." And then once he realised it was Booker, he's like, "Oh my God, can I just have a quick photo? I don't want to disturb you."
Yeah.
And Booker's like, "You know what? You can have a photo and my new unreleased pair of Booker 2s.
Ah, I love that.
He literally just pulled them out. He goes, "Whack those," because he was wearing like fucking budget Bob shoes. He's like, "Whack those fucking shoes off and put them on right now."
Oh, I love that.
They got
That's
a photo.
excellent.
Book was chuffed. He's like, "Hey, if you're a fan of me, I'm a fan of you."
Oh, that's
and
good.
he just gave him shoes and then then he started hiding the shoes around the city.
Yeah.
For people to find.
I want to give a good rap about
Which is cool.
About Booker.
I like Booker. He's a good guy.
Just quickly, just
Very
give me a
good
good
guy.
rap. Very, very, very good guy. I think people forget that, when you see people in the NBA, you normally think they're, super cocky, super up themselves.
He's
Which,
cool.
fair enough, you do need a bit of ego
On
to
the
be in the
court,
game.
he's a cunt.
Yeah.
And
But-
Americans hate that word, but he is. He's a cunt.
He is.
On
He
the court, he's
absolutely
a
is.
cunt.
But he's a lovely person, and especially I think after it was one of the I always get it mixed up. One of the Kardashians or Jenners.
Yeah,
was it Kylie?
He was dating one of them.
One of them. Kylie probably.
Kylie, yeah.
Or Kendall. Kendall. I
Kylie,
think.
all three of them.
One of them. Yeah, all three
Even
of
the
them.
dad.
Yeah. Even so, people start to frown upon that,
Fuck.
but he contributes. Look, I mean, it doesn't mean everything, but like in terms of how good you are, but he contributes heavily to charity. He's a big advocate of disability because his sister's disabled. I'm
she's got a
correct.
disability, 100%, dude.
Yeah,
And, I respect that because people like that, they never think, they're going to be seen, heard,
Yeah.
their story shared. And Book is very big on
very open, very
going
contributes
out
heavily. Yeah,
into the
yeah.
community and, I don't know, making them feel special.
It doesn't seem superficial. Like you're sure
He's a great guy.
He's still a family man, and you can still do it. But he generally doesn't seem superficial.
I mean-
he's doing it for the sake of his heart.
For the listeners that don't know, I have a disability too. But it hits me a bit closer for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a full grown man. So for me, I'm like, I don't care. But these kids do care.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, bro, for them,
Very, very
meeting their
impactful.
hero or a chance of meeting their hero.
Yep.
And then him fucking with them. Like, as in, like, he genuinely cares.
Yep.
That would be a huge moment in their life.
Oh, absolutely.
Their parents would be fucking so happy.
Yeah,
He pays homage every year to his sister. Like,
absolutely.
and always puts his sister on a pedestal. How do you think people with Down syndrome?
Yeah.
And I think she got a few other things. I won't get into it. I don't truly know, but I think it's Down syndrome's the main.
Yes, I believe that's the main
How do
one.
you think people with Down syndrome see her? That's like, her brother is Devin Booker, and he puts her on such a pedestal. I deserve better.
Yeah.
I'm loved.
Yeah.
How do you explain it? Like they just feel.
It's
They
great.
feel seen.
Yeah.
That's the best way you can.
Yeah.
So shout out to Booker, man.
Yeah,
I've
props
always
to
been a
him.
big fan of Booker, but just stop being a little bitch on the court. Love you, Booker, but I do love you in all seriousness. So that's
Fuck the
our
sunset.
wrap up of the quarters.
Yeah.
And our Booker love affair, which I did quite enjoy. God, he's good looking. Let's talk about the semis.
All right.
So we've got the rematch part 2,
Yeah.
part 3, part 4,
Whatever you want to call it.
part 5, dating back to 19.
Part a million.
Yeah, we won't get into it.
Europe.
The World War rematch. France versus Germany. Who do you think is going to win this?
Look, I said France last time, but I think I got to eat my words here. Germany have just looked a better team.
They have. And I want to pick France, but because they're the home country, they're going to get the calls. But I think Germany are just going to be too good, too clean, and not foul.
A well-oiled machine. That's
Look,
what
they're
they
going to
are.
get some calls. France are obviously they're in their host nation.
Yeah.
They're going to find some fucking technicals
Yeah.
But I think Germany will still be a bit too clean
I think so
for
too.
the Frenchmen. But I'll be happily proved wrong because I actually like both teams.
Yeah.
I really enjoy.
I'm okay with both of them going.
And the USA versus the Serbians.
Yes. I think it's easy to say the USA, but I want to say I think Serbia's going to make them sweat.
I think USA are going to win by a lot.
Yep.
I think Serbia played their grand final last week.
You think so?
So, yeah,
They did play pretty amazingly.
they did. Now, it wasn't much of a wrap up, but that's it. Semis are coming. Before we end this podcast, I want to spend about 2-3 minutes just speaking about one of our goats, the goat. I mean, Australia's goat, in my opinion. I don't want to hear the gays rhetoric. I don't want to hear it. Like, I'm sick of him, respectfully, in a good way. I think we need to put this man on a pedestal and really respect what he's done for this country, because at a time when no one wanted to play for the Boomers, he said, fuck that, I'll play for his.
And he made people want to play. He made people proud.
Well, he started recruiting for people to come to the Boomers, which is, I guess, a big fucking task, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
So we're just going to pay a little bit of homage to Paddy Mills and what he's done for Boomers basketball. Ravi's got the Spurs
jersey.
I've got the FIBA jersey. I wanted some Boomers merch, and I'm wearing a giddy, but because I don't own a Paddy Mills jersey. My girlfriend does, weirdly. So we're going to go through stats when it comes to playing for the Boomers and Australia, however you want to identify them. He's 5th all time Olympic scoring as a whole. This is everyone. This is your Luis Scolas, that Brazilian guy that I can't pronounce his name, that's got 1,000 points, Oscar something.
KD.
KD's 7th, I think. But
is it KD in 7th?
yeah,
Wow.
Luis is 4th. 3rd is Sabonis's dad, I think. 5th. He's 5th all-time points.
That is extremely impressive.
This is a time where Australia Boomers basketball was fucking dreadful. They could get no love from the fans.
Yep.
No one ever talked about them. I don't even think there was coverage before the Tokyo Games.
No, I remember trying to watch
Tokyo
it in
16? What was 16?
16 was Rio.
I felt like there was no coverage before Rio.
No.
Because that was my introduction to Boomers basketball, Rio.
Yeah.
Rio was my gateway to start watching because it was on TV.
I tried to pique an interest in 2019 with the FIBA World Cup, but it was so hard to find. It was good.
Illegal
it was so hard.
streams. Fuck me.
It was so hard to find coverage for it.
They got a pounding the old illegal streams because obviously basketball was put down in the ranks of sport going on at the time.
Yep.
Yeah, fucking bullshit. 4th all time in Olympic threes made.
That's impressive for FIBA basketball, where
Threes weren't a thing.
Yep. It's very, very impressive.
Again, 2016 was probably the change of that.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
People started jacking threes, and to be 4th all time there is some fucking. I mean, I think Kevin Durant's above him in this one already, which is nuts. But there's some names on that list.
Oh yeah.
3rd all time in steals is a surprising one.
That is very impressive.
Usually, big men get a lot of steals in FIBA game just because of how physical it gets, and refs don't call hand checks.
Yeah.
Etc. So, I mean. 3rd all time.
It's crazy. It
just
is
sneaking
absolutely
around those
crazy.
screens and, smoke screen.
Yeah.
Now, these are the ones that stick out to me. First, points per game in the 2012 Olympics.
21.2 points per game is ridiculous. That's so impressive.
2012, this is when, America just fucking wiped the floor. So you're telling me American...
2012, was that the year they lost?
No, I think it was the year before, wasn't it?
2008?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're right, yeah.
Wasn't that when KB absolutely bashed Paul Gasol?
Yep.
Now, 2nd in points per game in the 2016 Olympics at 21.3 points per game. Again, 2016.
So impressive.
This is when teams are starting to really invest some money into basketball.
Yep.
Shout out to you. 3rd points per game in the 2019 FIBA World Cup.
That's impressive.
Couldn't get the stat, couldn't find it.
It's harder to find that one, to be
probably
honest.
Around the 20 points, let's be real. He's at 21.
No, he had one game where he made about 37, 38, I believe. It was...
So it could be a lot more inflated, to be honest.
Yep.
And a few more to finish up. 3rd points per game in the 2020 Olympics. Now, this is where everyone is invested. Every team is good.
Yep.
Or getting better. 3rd. I'm assuming it was Kevin Durant, and I'm assuming it was Evan Fournier at that time.
Yep, Fournier.
That seems about right at that time. Again, Paddy Mills was a 6'1" guard. He's had to battle, he's just a battler. He's an Aussie battler. Aussie flag bearer in the 2020 Olympics. Probably one of his, I think he's spoken about it. He says it's one of his proudest moments as an Australian man.
He was extremely proud. You could see how happy he was and proud.
I feel like flag bearing people didn't really give a fuck up until this point.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
Because I couldn't name you another flag bearer.
For Australia? No.
Yeah, for
I
Australia.
can think of that one Tongan dude that likes to go shirtless.
Yeah, because he's shirtless and baby all up like a wrestler. But yeah, I think he really brought a culture even to the flag bearing.
Absolutely.
Because I could name you them now, but like I I couldn't before 2020.
Yeah.
And is that me just being selfish, or is that me just investing time into?
I think it's a bit of both. It's not trying to make it insignificant, but he definitely did help it.
All right, and to finish off, man, he's had 2 game-winning shots, a game-winning steal. I remember screaming at the top of my lungs for that one.
Absolutely.
And as most recently, the other night, a clutch time shot against Serbia to force OT.
Heavily contested.
Over Jokic.
Yep.
Who was about a bee's dick from touching that shit.
And actually was playing max effort Jokic, which is
Jokic,
which is MVP Jokic, yeah.
Maybe the Denver Nuggets need to put a Serbian jersey under his jersey on defense. Just on defense.
Yeah.
Just on defense. And I think the most memorable moment, I think we as a nation will be forever in debt until a possible next medal comes. 42 points, 9 assists against Slovenia for Australia to win their first medal, being a bronze.
Yeah. It was a very emotional medal for them. It was just, I remember that match like it was yesterday.
Brother, it was amazing.
Honestly, I'd say one of the best Olympics performance in basketball, not just from Australia. I'd say could be contested all time.
I mean, let alone 42 points in a 10-minute quarter game.
Yeah.
9 assists.
9 assists, that's a lot.
He's not just shooting, he's facilitating.
And it wasn't spoken of, but his defense was excellent that day as well. He was a pest.
I remember Luka looking at him going, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Where's this been for 6 years?
Yeah, exactly.
So I just want to give a wrap to Paddy. I truly hope if this is his last time, look, I'm getting a bit emotional thinking about it. If this is his last time playing for the Boomers, if this is Joe Ingles' last time, Delhi's last time, but if this is Paddy's last time, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have made basketball relevant in Western Sydney, in Australia, and even more so in the world. People pay attention to us, and we are considered threats.
People care about the little guy now.
And it's all because of him.
Yeah.
I can't even give credit to Gaze, Bogut, because they really didn't speak out like he does.
No, he's advocated. He's played for it.
He's proud.
Yep, absolutely.
When we won that bronze, everyone was like clowning us. But then I think once they realised Paddy meant, like, he was so happy.
Yeah.
The elation. I think people were like, oh, shit.
Absolutely.
This means a bit more than just a bit of medal.
Absolutely. It's about the hard work that was put in for years on end to get the Boomers as to where they were.
And this is a lot. I'm going to last take before we finish. This is a lot of bias. He is my Olympic goat when it comes to basketball.
I'm going to agree with that.
He's my goat. Mm-hmm. Like, when I think of great moments, I think of Paddy. He's just... We'll never have another Paddy ever again.
Yeah, I agree.
Someone's so proud of their culture, so proud of their country, never back down. Like, dude, great guy.
There's not many times when you're going to say, what was the best version of someone, and they're going to reference the Olympics in basketball.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I remember getting a photo with him after he won that trophy with the Spurs. And look, it helped that Zach had a big afro the size of a fucking house. And it helped that I looked like Aaron Baines before he put on all that muscle. So when we took the photo, he goes, you guys are the most memorable two today.
Oh, I love
that. And me and Zach were like, why? He goes, well, you look like me and you look like Baines. And we just laughed because we took a day off school. We never took days off school.
Oh, that's excellent.
And for him to say something like that, I mean, he's meeting thousands of people that day.
Yeah.
Bro, we have a photo of it. It meant the world to us.
It is.
So,
yeah, I can imagine that.
Fuck him, man. It was the best day. Just want to say thank you, Paddy. If this is truly your last...
We love you.
Thanks for the memories, man.
We love you.
Do you want to finish on anything? Who do you think is going to win it all? Let's quickly.
Easy to say.
France, Germany, USA, or Serbia?
I'm going to say USA, but fuck, I love Germany.
Let's just knock out the USA. We're both going to say the USA.
Yep.
In a world where the USA doesn't exist,
Germany.
Who do you think gets to the final?
Germany.
I'm with you. I think Germany do it.
Yep. Well, machine, and I think they're going to step up when it matters.
And last but not least, Laurie Markkinen has apparently signed a 5-year extension with the Jazz. So unfucking lucky Golden State fans.
Very, very, very disappointing.
Put the tissues away, put the moisturizer away. It's not happening.
In saying that, hopefully. I hope Laurie values himself even more here, increases his value, plays the number one scoring option.
The Jazz might trade him in 2 years.
Yeah.
At an increased price.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
It could be a plan.
Jazz have no one, with all due respect.
I take it back, Golden State, but I still don't take it back. Fuck you. You guys have had enough. Yeah, fuck you and all your winning seasons. Fucking, you got this guy called Steph Curry, just like a little mouse. He just fucking runs around. Anyways, thanks for listening again. Yeah, we'll do this next week, I guess, when
absolutely
Germany win the Olympics.
Let's fucking hope so. Go Germany.
Get Germany.